Bienvenidos a Español para los Gringos. Me llamo Heath, soy tu profesor de español para nuestro viaje a la República Dominicana por misión. Alright, so if you didn't understand that, that's because I was talking what's called Spanish. And Spanish is a language that they speak on this planet, especially in the Dominican Republic where we're going for our mission trip. So, this is Spanish for Gringos, and I am your professor, Heath. So, today what we're going over verbos. Verbos are muy importante, muy importante. But before we go into verbs, I just think it's very important. I need to say, this is a very serious class. Esta clase es muy seria. Y así que no hay diversión en esta clase. There is no fun. It is very serious. Obviously, Spanish is a very serious thing. And so we're going to be learning. We're not going to be having fun. And so we'll now go into verbos. So, one of the most important things in any language, but especially in Spanish, is being able to say that you do things or that things are being done. We do those obviously with verbs. You know this from English. So, what do you need to know about Spanish verbs? Well, first of all, there are three types of Spanish verbs. There are AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. Now, what does any of that mean? Literally, it just means there are some verbs that end in AR, there are some verbs that end in ER, and some verbs that end in IR. Pretty obvious. But what you need to know is that each verb is what we do with verbs in Spanish is called conjugation. So conjugation is what allows us to take an infinitive of a verb. An infinitive in a language is to do something. For instance, un verbo de ER is hablar. Hablar is what we are doing right now. It is speaking. So hablar literally means to speak. And but in order to say that I speak, or you speak, or they speak, we need to conjugate it. In English, we do this by saying I speak, you speak. In Spanish, it's much easier or much more complicated depending on what you think. But all you gotta do to conjugate a verb, any type of verb, is do this. Find the verb, take everything before the AR or the ER or the IR, and that is your root. And then all you gotta do, take all the roots and you just plug them in. You plug in the endings for the verb. So if you wanna say, I speak, yo hablo. You speak, tú hablas. He, she, or we'll go into this step another time. Or he or she speaks, él habla. We speak, hablamos. Y'all speak, I love vosotros. Aprendí español en España. I learned español en España. Y ellos usan vosotros. Así que yo uso vosotros. Me gusta mucho. So, habláis. Muy importante are accents. Bam! Habláis. There's accent on that. And then finally, hablan. So, same goes for all the other ones. So for our AR verbs, the endings are o, as, a, vamos, ais, am. And then we just go to the ER verbs. Same thing, same sort of thing. So yo como. Comer is una palabra favorita de mí. Comer significa to eat. I love eating, fantastic, love it, can't get enough of it. I'm like addicted to eating. So, you eat, comes, he eats, she eats, come, we eat, comemos, y'all eat, coméis, bam! Eat, they eat, comen. There we go. And finally, another fantastic verb, IR verb, is something I love doing. Vivir, to live. I love living, it's so fantastic. So, what do? We just take our endings, I'll show the endings now for IR verbs. It is vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, I, vivís, bam! Y viven. So pay attention, these are sort of similar, but not quite. We got some I's in there. So these are all of our endings. This is how you conjugate a verb. Any verb you find, you can do it. Some of my favorite AR verbs, bailar, to dance. Amar, to love. Love, love, who doesn't? Y rezar, una de mis palabras favoritas. Rezar means to pray. So if I want to say I pray, yo rezo. If I want to say I love, yo amo. Let's go to our ER verbs. Some of my favorite words: beber, to drink. Great thing, almost as good as eating. Leer, to read. To read, what a great word. Creer. Yo creo que, yo creo creer means to believe. Great word for us Catholics. Finally, IR, got some fantastic words here. Existir, I love existing. Also, big fan of that. Escribir, I have been escribiendo on this board. I've been writing. So, escribir, to write. So, if you want a little homework, how to practice this, what to do, so you can get good at verbs, because you'll be using them all the time in Spanish, obviously, in any language, what I would recommend, go out into your living room or just outside, anywhere, and just drill these endings into your brain. Go, oh, as, ah, amos, ice, an. Oh, as, ah, amos, ice, an. And then just remember, that is the end of the AR verbs. Do the same things for all the other ones. I won't yell again, I'll let you do that. But drill that into your head. Find some of these verbs like this. I have some listed on the board. And just conjugate them. Use them in a sentence. Yo como pizza. So I eat pizza. So guys, this is our first lesson. Este es Verbos. Y muchas gracias por su tiempo. Y hasta luego.